Welcome to our class 3 again. This part is on myth and facts and also on the readings that you are supposed to do. Um, I would like to summarize several myths and facts that people believe about disabilities and challenge them as well. So myth number 1, people with disabilities are brave and courageous. The fact is that adjusting to a disability requires adapting to a lifestyle, not bravery and courage. Myth number 2, all persons who use wheelchairs are chronically ill or sick. The fact is that the association between wheelchair use and illness may have evolved through hospitals using wheelchairs to transport sick people. A person may use a wheelchair for a variety of reasons, none of which may have anything to do with lingering illness. Myth number 3. Wheelchair use is confining. People who use wheelchairs are wheelchair bound. The fact is that a wheelchair, like a bicycle or an automobile, is a personal assistive device that enables someone to get around. Myth number 4. All persons with hearing disabilities can read lips. The fact is that lip reading skills vary among people who use them and are never entirely reliable. Myth number 5. People who are blind acquire a sixth sense. The fact is that although most people who are blind develop their remaining senses more fully, they do not have a sixth sense. Myth number 6. People with disabilities are more comfortable with their own kind. The fact is that in the past, grouping people with disabilities in separate schools or institutions reinforced this misconception. Today, many people with disabilities take advantage of new opportunities to join mainstream society. Myth number 7. Non-disabled people are obligated to take care of people with disabilities. Fact is that anyone may offer assistance, but most people with disabilities prefer to be responsible for themselves. Myth number 8. Curious children should never ask people about their disabilities. Fact is that many children have a natural, uninhibited curiosity and may ask questions that some adults consider embarrassing. But scolding curious children may make them think having a disability is wrong or bad. Most people with disabilities won't mind answering a child's question. Myth number 9. The lives of people with disabilities are totally different than the lives of people without disabilities. The fact is that people with disabilities go to school, get married, work, have families, do laundry, grocery shop, laugh, cry, pay taxes, get angry, have prejudices, vote, plan and dream like everyone else. Myth number 10 is that it is alright for people without disabilities to park in accessible parking spaces, if only for a few minutes. The fact is that because accessible parking spaces are designed and situated to meet the needs of people who have disabilities, these spaces should only be used by people who need them. Myth number 11. Most people with disabilities cannot have sexual relationships. The fact is that anyone can have a sexual relationship by adapting the sexual activity. People with disabilities can have children naturally or through adoption. People with disabilities, like other people, are sexual beings. Myth number 12. People with disabilities always need help. The fact is that many people with disabilities are independent and capable of giving help. If you would like to help someone with a disability, ask if he or she needs it before you act. Otherwise, you are controlling them and not helping. Myth number 13. There is nothing one person can do to help eliminate the barriers confronting people with disabilities. Fact is that everyone can contribute to change. You can help remove barriers by... I think I forgot to copy a part of that. Never mind. You can help remove barriers by the following things that you can read in the link that I posted in the syllabus, myth and fact. Now, there are some other readings you were supposed to do this week. Susan Wendell's book chapter, she argues in her book that disability has been constructed by the following: social conditions, expectations of performance that are based on perfect bodies, the failure to create ability, and cultural representations. All of these constructions can be deconstructed and disability can be denied. Do you recall the ways how to socially and intellectually deconstruct disability? If you look at the myths and facts, that's also how we are deconstructing disability and deconstructing the myths. It also goes back to our first lecture on disabling language and disability embodied in language. Michelle Pfeiffer distinguishes at least 9 interpretations or versions of the disability paradigm that she sees as an alternative to the old medical model. These are the social constructionist version in the US, the social model version in the UK, the impairment version, the oppressed minority political version, the independent living version, the postmodern post-structuralism humanist experience, the continuum version, the human variation version, and the disability and discrimination version. I want you to go to Blackboard and tell us in the discussion forum, what did you find the most interesting in the readings? What was the most striking? Was there something you are not aware of? Are there any questions that you want to discuss from the PowerPoint? And also don't forget to quote the readings. I want you to quote every reading that you are supposed to do in your reading reflection. That's it for this short little